Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome to the Masterpiece Lounge. I am your hostess, certified life coach, author, and speaker. Welcome, everyone, to our segment today. As always, say hello down in the chat and let me know where you're tuning in from. If you are a returnee, welcome back. And if it's your first time, hello and welcome to the Masterpiece Lounge. This is our safe haven, a space where we have insightful conversations that help push our professional and personal lives forward. So, as always, let me know where you're tuning in from. We have viewers from all over the world. And so, we're going to jump into today's topic. And so, today we're talking about filtering your thoughts. We're talking about filtering your thoughts. And we have been talking about different aspects of mental health and the importance of it. And I thought that today was a great um, opportunity to continue that conversation. We can never have enough of this conversation to make sure that we are mentally strong, that we're aware, and that we are practicing care for ourselves as our mental health is concerned. And so, welcome everyone who is tuning in and watching us today. And we're going to talk about a few ways on how to filter our thoughts and to really take some steps to really help us in that space. For some of us, this might just be a refresher, and for others, you may really be in need of this information. And so, I would like to definitely have it with you and offer a space for us to have this conversation. And so, one of the ways that we can really begin to filter our thoughts is awareness and mindfulness. And you will hear some of the tips and steps that I shared today that we've discussed some of them before in past segments. And so this may be a refresher for some of you, but nonetheless, it's an extremely important conversation. And so we know that there's so many thoughts that enter and run through our mind on a daily basis. A lot of times, our action and inaction, if we're honest, it is affected by our thoughts, how we feel about ourselves, our perception about who we are, our point of reference in terms of our past, some of the decisions we've made, right? Maybe some fear involved. And so we want to make sure that we are always doing a check, right? What am I thinking? What am I thinking about this situation, this scenario, the what ifs that could take place in the future? What am I thinking about myself, my ability, right? My limitations. And we have to filter through those thoughts because if we're honest, not all of those thoughts are true, right? And so we want to make sure we're filtering through where's this coming from? So the first way to do that is through awareness and mindfulness. Okay, so you can begin by cultivating awareness of your thoughts. So as the thoughts come in, ask yourself, where's this coming from? Awareness of your thoughts and your emotions. Where's this emotion coming from? Why am I feeling the way that I'm feeling? So that's helping you with becoming more self aware. Notice when negativity arises, acknowledge it. Don't judge yourself. It's not about judging yourself, but it's about acknowledging what's taking place. To overcome anything, we have to first acknowledge it, right? And so acknowledge what you're feeling, what you're thinking, and then you can implement mindfulness practices. And what are some mindfulness practices? Meditation, prayer, right? Why are these important? They can help you develop a greater sense of presence and a greater sense of control over your thoughts. So as you get thoughts that are not positive, that are not help pushing you forward, you can now start to reject those thoughts. You can start to say, this is not true. Though something may be a fact, that doesn't make it true. I'll say that again for the people in the back. Something may be a fact today. That doesn't make it true. Okay, we'll get into that a little bit later, but I just want you to let that marinate. All right. Number two is to challenge your negative thoughts. You can challenge negative thinking. When negative thoughts arise, question their validity. Okay, question whether or not they're valid. Ask yourself if there is evidence to support these thoughts. Where did this thought come from? I'm not going to be able to tackle this task. Why? Who said? Have you failed before? And if you did, what makes you think that that's the only outcome, right? So challenge those thoughts. Is this valid at all? Where's the evidence to support this? Is this an assumption? Or is this just fear talking, right? And so have these conversations with yourself. Often negative thoughts are exaggerated. Often negative thoughts are unfounded, right? Replace them with more balanced and positive perspectives. I know some of us might be glass half full people, and some of us are glass half empty people. Personally, I happen to be a glass half full person, right? So I always see a brighter side to something, but I know everyone isn't that way, and so I want to encourage you and invite you to see if you can start to implement the brighter side of things, right? Sometimes we may say, oh, I'm a realist. So because I'm a realist, that means positive things don't happen. Absolutely not. Positive things can happen, regardless of the fact that you may have been let down in the past. People have definitely disappointed you, right? And I'm sorry those things have happened, but that doesn't have to be how things continue to happen in the future. So I invite you to allow yourself to think differently. Think differently. Number three, practice gratitude. Practice gratitude. Regularly take time to practice um, gratitude and appreciate the positive aspects of your life. You can do several things. Keep a gratitude journal for all my journal lovers, or you can keep a gratitude jar, right? That's super fun, and you can do it with your kids. The little ones love it too. And so that's just a good way to create a habit of expressing gratitude to other people, to God, for all the things in your life that you're grateful for and you're blessed to have and blessed to experience. And a gratitude jar is real simple. You can grab like a mason jar and get, scraps of paper and just write one thing you're grateful for once a day, once a week, put it in the jar, right? And when you're having a tough day, grab the jar, start to pull some things out and read them out loud. It really helps to put things in perspective, right? And so it shifts your attention away from negative things as it helps you foster a positive mindset. Number four is to surround yourself with positivity. Now, let's be honest, you're not always going to have negative free days, negative free weeks, negative free lives, right? There's going to be negativity that happens. I understand that we're not living in a fairy tale. However, you cannot be surrounded by negativity all of the time and expect to have a positive outlook. It is not that's not how this works. And so you want to cultivate an environment where you can filter your thoughts in a very very positive way. And so for instance, I love having positive people around me. They may be honest with me, but there's a brighter side, right? This is happening, this is real, but there's still hope, right? Also, what are the things that you're taking in? What are some things that you're feeding your mind, your heart, your spirit, your soul? Are you reading uplifting books, books that really help feed you, right? And feed your mind? Are you listening to inspiring podcasts to offer hope, right? Are there any motivational quotes that you read, that you post online? All these things can have a significant and positive impact on your thought patterns. And so you want to make sure that you are taking in things that are helping you filter your thoughts and be more positive. If all you're talking about is how things don't work, that's all that's going to happen. Things aren't going to work. So you want to make sure you're also putting some energy into things that are working and finding out, how can I better position myself? How can I change the way I think? How can I change my language, right? To reflect where I want to go and who I want to become, right? So choose to engage with content. Content. We live in a world full of content. We're surrounded by it, right? Today, this segment, it is content, right? So choose to engage with content that supports your well being and encourages positive thinking and living. Number five, limit yourself and limit your exposure to negativity. There are people that only reach out to you to tell you about bad things that are happening, only forwarding you negative things that are happening in the world, in the marketplace, right? In life, right? With people that you know, they're only wanting to share bad things with you. People that want to call you and dump on you all this negative stuff all the time. You don't need to expose yourself to that all of the time. Protect your mind. All right. So be mindful of the media you consume, as it can heavily influence your thoughts and your emotions, right? I want you to know what's happening in the world, but don't consume yourself with all the negative things. There's great things that are happening around us as well. Limit exposure to negative news, social media. There's negative stuff that can be found there as well. Um, Anything online that promotes negativity, any toxic relationships, and all of those things that we consume. It may be entertainment, but it's also negative, right? And it doesn't help or encourage positive thinking, right? And so we want to make sure we limit that exposure. So seek out content that promotes positivity, personal growth, well-being, love. These are the things that you want to focus your attention on. And you have the ability and the power to control what you consume. So make better choices, right? All right. Number six, we've talked about this in past segments, is to engage in some kind of physical activity. You get to choose what this looks like for you, but regular exercise has been shown to improve mood and our overall well-being. So whether that is a dance class, whether that's maybe lifting some weights, that's getting your cardio, or all of the above, it's definitely good for you. It's always a positive. There's many benefits to it, but it also releases endorphins. And so those are natural mood boosting chemicals. And so we want to make sure that we're incorporating activities that you enjoy, that you like, or that you're interested in trying, right? Some of us, we just love to walk. Some of us love to dance. Some of us, we just enjoy playing sports. But you want to make sure that you're promoting positivity even in your body. Self care, number seven, is extremely important as well. It's important to make sure that we are a priority, that we're engaging in things to help us have more joy, relaxation, and rejuvenation. Yes, going to the spa, being pampered, all those are good. But even the things that we read, once again, us having boundaries with the people in our lives, that helps with our self care as well. And us changing some patterns that we know aren't the best for us. That's part of our self care, right? Standing up for ourselves, creating boundaries, being kinder to ourselves, offering ourselves grace. That is part of our self-care. Um, Number 9 is to practice positive self-talk. How do you speak to you? What are you saying to yourself? Be mindful of your internal dialogue. So, this is conversation that other people may never hear that you have with yourself, but you're having it. The moment you set out to do something, you start to say, you know what, I can't do that. I'm not intelligent enough. I don't have enough contacts. That person can do it better than me. I'm not able to do this. That's negative self talk. And so don't self sabotage yourself out of a potentially great outcome because you have negative self talk, right? So that affects, how you think and the actions that you take and don't take. Don't take, right? So just remind yourself that setbacks and challenges, um, they are opportunities. They are opportunities for growth and for learning. So listen, we all don't get it right all the time, but that doesn't mean you have to quit. Keep going. Okay. And lastly, number 10 is to seek support. That's always something that's super important that I'll always encourage you to do. You do not have to take this journey by yourself. So whether that is a support group, amazing girlfriend circle, right? An awesome community. We all need it. We want to make sure that we get plugged in, a supportive network of friends, family, and therapy. We're always going to promote therapy, super important. It provides guidance, encouragement, and some tools for how to overcome those moments of fear, anxiety, and uncertainty. All right. And so, those are some tips that I wanted to share with you today on how you can really begin to start filtering your thoughts and start to really enjoy this journey. Listen, this is life. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs. We're going to have wins, we're going to have lessons. So, give yourself some grace, but just keep in mind that we can only go as far as we can see and think. And so you want to make sure that you are fostering an environment, creating an environment for yourself where you're able to dream big, imagine what your future can look like, and begin to take steps in that direction. So I am excited for you. Go and be great. And remember, you can do this. Okay. So thank you guys for hanging out with me today in the Masterpiece Lounge. I had an amazing time and I hope you did as well. Let's get connected on all social media platforms and let me know how you're doing on this journey. I will be back here, same time, same place next week. And I look forward to seeing you, and make sure you invite a friend, okay? I'm Chrisnatha, Derosier, certified life coach, author, speaker, and your hostess of the Masterpiece Lounge. And I will see you very, very soon. And until then, be well. Take care and God bless.